I love Pop-Tarts.
Hello, my name is Kate, and I'm really 99% social anxiety and awkwardness. But today I think it would be fun to talk about what have been some of your most awkward dates or experiences. I will be point frank and honest, and first saying, considering how awkward I am, I can't say I'm very versed in the dating area. So it actually makes for better comedy. You can't make some of this stuff up. I think the most weirdest date or experience, I call it a date because I didn't know that's what it was until I was actually there. The reason I didn't know it was a date is because it was actually a construction worker. Okay, mind you, it actually wasn't a construction worker. He was the head of the concrete business. So he was like a millionaire. He was also probably in his 60s. And I had just moved to LA and I was basically homeless and carless, and so I was looking for roommates. He said he knew some of his construction worker guys were probably going to be looking for roommates, so I gave him my number only under the guise that he would call me and let me know if I would have a room so I wouldn't be homeless. I was staying with a friend, and he was overseeing construction at their house. That's why I even ran into them. So they texted back and forth, basically giving me updates, trying me to, again, find this room. Eventually it got to the point where like, hey, would you like to be shown around this new area? I was new to LA. I didn't know anywhere to go. Sure. Naively thinking that clearly the fact that he's probably twice my age and I'm not that superficial, but not good looking. This was not going to be anything more than a friendly tour around the area. No, and also, mind you, I wear a graphic tee and like Nikes everywhere. I'm not like a girl who dresses up. And of course, in all of LA, it's not like I'm a looker. You wouldn't look around. So the guy drives up in this nice car, and I get in, and he's like all dressed spiffy and like a little tie. And that was kind of the first warning sign that something was a little off. But then again, I know my grandpa and the older generation, they get dressed up just to like go to the bathroom. So I was like, well, maybe this is just like old guy, spiffiness. They get up at 4:30 in the morning. They have extra time to get dressed. So I get in the car and I say, let's go look around, Hermosa Beach area. He's asked me my favorite restaurants. I honestly said Chipotle, but I wasn't hungry. It was like 4 in the afternoon. Again, we get back to old people eating at 4 who eats dinner at that time. I didn't even think anything of it. Until I get out of the car and he walks over and like grabs me by my waist and kind of like steers me this way to a restaurant. At which point, that's when the dry heaving vomit started getting into my throat. And things are starting to, finally sink. Again, if I were less of an idiot as far as maybe experience in this world, I would have grasped what was happening earlier. But no, it was actually when we were there that the pieces start falling together. I was new to the area. I knew one friend. They were out of the state, of course. So I didn't have a girl to get my back, be like, hey, come save me. So he takes me to a restaurant. We sit down. Again, this guy was rich, and I think he was thinking I was looking for a sugar daddy or something. And again, I don't know what about me throws that off, because the no makeup, the graphic tee, the running shorts, I think I had my hair up in a messy bun. So we go into this restaurant that's like all fancy frilly, and I'm like very uncomfortable considering how dressed down I am. I looked like, when you see, honestly, Britney Spears walking into a gas station shoeless. I did have my Nikes on though, so that kind of at least puts me one notch above Britney 2007. So he asked me what I want. Now, again, it's 4, so I'd eaten lunch probably around 2, so nothing. And I'm really looking for a way to get out of there as fast as humanly possible But then he starts introducing me to all the waiters and like parading me around, which again, I am in LA. I look like shit, and this is just getting mortification on top of mortification. Long story short, he starts telling me about his daughter who's about my age, going to become a doctor. So then not only do I feel stupid because I'm like in an ambush date, I'm feeling even more stupid because I didn't even graduate college. I think I lasted a semester or two. So then now I feel stupid, and I'm sucking on my water because God knows I don't want to drink with this man. Some shrimp. I guess the only good thing that did come out of it is shrimp is very expensive. And as a poor person, I am poor because like I said, I was homeless, carless in LA. Free seafood, but then again, I was having trouble keeping it down as he's like trying to grab my hand and like figure things out. I tried to inch away. I finally did survive. I got back to the car, and then as I'm like trying to make sure that, you know, it wasn't like child-proof locks, I could get out and open the door. That was my first escape. Luckily, I got out of that. It was a little awkward as I'm getting texts later being like, hey, I would love to have another rendezvous with you. Rendezvous? First of all, who says that? And second of all, again, I'm vomiting. So yes, that was my first foray. I think the first week that I was in LA. And not only did I come out of that feeling stupid, but then I was insulted because here I am, 30, and the best I can get is a 60-year-old bald guy looking for a sugar baby who wears Nikes. I mean, I guess that's the best I can do. Is there any hope for me? Probably not. Getting more awkward at the moment. The second experience, again, this is within 10 days. My friend, she has a daughter, an adorable little daughter, actually. I happened to meet her daughter's best friend, the parents. Oh, again, this is probably 50-ish. The situation, they may know someone who needs a room to rent. Okay, numbers were exchanged. The next couple days, I'm getting texts from the father of this girl. You know, first it started out being like, how's the hunt for the room? How's the job going? And I got to say, nothing. I'm still homeless. I'm still jobless. I'm still poor, in case you're checking. But thanks to the gusto. It got a little weird when he texted me saying, hey, can I have a selfie? Now, first of all, I do give this guy credit for being in his 50s and, knowing what a selfie is. I said no. I actually have a very strong anti-selfie stance, mostly because, again, the no makeup, the I don't get dressed, I'm not one of those people. So no, I don't take selfies. So he said, well, what if you took a selfie with your dog? Now, I countered with, how about I sent him actually a selfie of just my dog. My dog, Leo, he is actually quite the looker, and as a proud pet parent, I have plenty of him on my camera roll. So I sent the guy a selfie of the dog. That shut him up for the night. The next morning, I woke up at like 7, but there was a text at 5 a.m. Again, I guess older people, just their internal clock, they're up and ready to roll. You know, they're nearing the end, might as well make the most of every second. Asking me to send a selfie, this time with my dog, and, quote, how about in your running clothes? I want to see a selfie of you in your running clothes. That was a little weird, so I just ignored it. That night at around 11, I got a text. Now, actually, I was babysitting, mind you. You're in LA now. Time to live in the moment. Let's go get drinks. And, like, this is this married dude with the daughter who's best friends with one of my best friend's daughters. And I'm doing this in my head to where this is kind of almost like an uncle removed. This is a little weird, incestuous friendship circle. Not what I'm interested in. And I am just losing self-esteem at the moment because apparently the only people I can attract are these old geriatric men clinging to the last bit of lives, hopefully. You know, the way that they're getting off is people with their dogs in running clothes, those kinds of selfies. So that was that. Oh no, I guess we can add. I do get picked up at Winco. I was bagging my bags, and of course the guy next to me with his beer and his enticing Totino's take-home pizza. He offered to take me home, and I said nicely, that is beautiful, but you have fun. That'll be Mr. Totino's you and the beer tonight. So I don't know. I don't know where I go from here. Only anywhere but up, hopefully. I'm really just looking for a person that enjoys a good fart joke, a poop, and is under the age of 60, doesn't have children, and is not currently married. Do you have an awkward dating story or a weird texting that you didn't know how the hell you found yourself in that situation? Leave a comment below. Please feel free to subscribe to the most awkward person around here. And I am also on Instagram if you want to see that on the daily. I am at Kate Chock. That's at CAITCHOCK. Don't worry, I will not be sending you weird selfies with my dog in my running clothes. That's all for me tonight. Thank you, and good night.
Please subscribe and follow. I need the external validation.